For most of modern consumer history, hardware ownership followed a simple expectation. You bought a device, paid the full price up front, and owned it outright until you decided to replace it. That model shaped how people thought about value, durability, and control. But that expectation is quietly fading. Across the US market, subscription hardware is rising, and it's reshaping what consumers actually get when they bring a device into their lives. Subscription hardware replaces ownership with ongoing access. Instead of buying a product once, consumers pay a recurring monthly or annual fee to use it. The hardware is bundled with software, updates, and support, all tied to an active subscription. This model is expanding beyond niche categories and moving into smartphones, fitness equipment, printers, smart home devices, medical wearables, networking gear. One of the biggest reasons this model is gaining traction is affordability perception. High upfront prices have become harder for many households to justify, especially during periods of economic uncertainty. Subscription pricing lowers the initial barrier. A device that costs thousands of dollars up front suddenly feels accessible when broken into smaller monthly payments, even if the long-term cost is higher. From the consumer's point of view, predictability is another major appeal. Subscription hardware often includes repairs, upgrades, and customer support. Instead of worrying about breakdowns, outdated models, or expensive fixes, consumers are promised a smoother experience. When something goes wrong, the responsibility shifts from the owner to the provider. But this convenience comes with important trade-offs. Subscription hardware frequently costs more than buying a device outright. Monthly payments may feel manageable, but over several years, consumers often pay a premium for financing. What looks affordable month to month can quietly become more expensive in total. Ownership itself is also changing. In many subscription models, the consumer never truly owns the hardware. If payments stop, functionality may be limited, software access may be revoked, or the device may need to be returned. This shifts power away from the user and toward the company. The device becomes conditional, not permanent. This loss of control extends to how hardware can be used. Subscription devices are often tightly integrated with cloud services and lockdown software. Modifications, third-party repairs, or independent customization may be restricted. Consumers trade freedom for convenience, sometimes without fully realizing the implications until later. Another major impact is how essential features are bundled. In some categories, hardware is no longer fully functional without an active subscription. Fitness equipment may require ongoing payments to access workouts. Printers may limit functionality without ink subscriptions. Smart devices may lose automation or analytics features if subscriptions lapse. This blurs the line between product and service in ways consumers are still adjusting to. Subscription hardware also increases reliance on connectivity and data collection. Many devices depend on constant internet access to function properly. Usage data is tracked to manage subscriptions, deliver updates, and enforce limits. While this can improve performance and support, it also raises privacy concerns and reduces offline independence. From a budgeting perspective, subscription hardware contributes to subscription overload. Streaming services, cloud storage, software tools, and now physical devices all compete for monthly budget space. Individually, each subscription may seem reasonable. Collectively, they can create financial strain and reduce flexibility when circumstances change. There is also a psychological shift in how consumers evaluate value. Instead of asking whether a product is worth its price, people ask whether the monthly payment fits their budget. This can lead to longer commitments than intended and makes it easier to overlook long-term costs. Cancellation friction can further trap consumers in subscriptions they no longer actively want. That said, subscription hardware is not inherently bad for consumers. For some users, especially businesses, professionals, or households that prioritize hassle-free upgrades, subscriptions can make sense. Rapidly evolving technology, complex maintenance needs, or mission-critical devices benefit from bundled support and predictable service. Environmental impact is another mixed outcome. Centralized lifecycle management can improve recycling, refurbishment, and reuse if handled responsibly. But frequent upgrades and short replacement cycles can also increase electronic waste if incentives favor churn over longevity. Transparency becomes critical in this new model. Consumers need clear information about total cost over time, upgrade policies, and feature dependencies. Without clarity, subscription hardware can feel misleading, even if it delivers real value. As subscription hardware continues to expand, consumer expectations will evolve. People will become more selective about which devices deserve ongoing payments and which should remain one-time purchases. Trust will play a major role in determining which brands succeed with this model. Ultimately, the rise of subscription hardware reflects a broader shift in the economy. Ownership is giving way to access, products are becoming services, and long-term relationships are replacing one-time transactions. For consumers, understanding this shift is essential. Subscription hardware isn't just a new way to pay, it's a new way of living with technology, and the choices consumers make now will shape how much control, flexibility, and value they have in an increasingly subscription-driven future.